Welcome everyone. My name is Myriam. I'm part of the HVAC Technical Installation Marketing team, and I'm very happy to host the first webinar of Saint-Gobain Technical Installation. We want to do other webinars during this year, and all the information about it will be posted directly on our LinkedIn account. You can manage off the screen is displayed. You can have a focus on the presentation or the speakers as you want. And if you have any question during the webinar, there is a little button Q&A at the right of your screen. Do not hesitate to post all your questions directly on the chat. Before starting our webinar, I would like to tell a few words about Saint-Gobain Technical Installation. So Saint-Gobain Technical Installation is part of the Saint-Gobain installation activities. People usually think at first it is building, but what we call technical installation is all the market other than building. In other words, it is industry, marine offshore, OEM, and the reason why we are here today, HVAC. We are present all over the world through our two main international brands, Isover for mineral wood and Cayman for elastomeric foams, but also locally through our local brands. I won't keep you waiting any longer, and let's discover together CLIMAVER. I'm very pleased to present you our speaker, Guillermo, our international CLIMAVER specialist. It's been 7 years that he is in the Saint-Gobain group and 4 as our international CLIMAVER specialist. So Guillermo, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Myriam, and thank you to all of you for participating in the first Saint-Gobain Technical Installation webinar, where we are going to speak a little bit about a HVAC system called CLIMAVER. Probably the first question that could arise is, what is CLIMAVER? And we could say that CLIMAVER is a high-density glass wool self-supporting duct that provides in the medium where it transports the air, and as well it provides the thermal and acoustic insulation. So you can have all the benefits of insulation and all the benefits of have a duct in only one. That brings you a lot of benefits as speed in installation and other ones that we are going to see in the next slides. I would like to present you all the range of CLIMAVER range that we have and the difference between them, because, for example, we have the CLIMAVER Plus R and the CLIMAVER A2 Plus, that the particularity of this product is that the internal facing is aluminum. It brings a more metallic looking, okay? It's more close to the traditional metal duct, and that's good. And the difference between the CLIMAVER Plus R and the CLIMAVER A2 Plus is the Euro class, the fire reaction class, okay? Then we have the CLIMAVER Netto and CLIMAVER A2 Netto that it's perfect for acoustic because it has a special internal facing that is phono-absorbent, and this brings us a special extra acoustic performance because it's going to absorb a big quantity of the noise that is caused in all the HVAC system. Then we have another product that is called APTA, that the particularity is that it's 40 mm. So it's thicker than the traditional CLIMAVER that is 25, okay? This brings extra properties in terms of thermal insulation, okay, for some cases. Then we have the CLIMAVER A2 Deco, that the main difference is that it has a special exterior facing that is colored, okay? So you can have a more industrial looking in your projects with this in different colors, like could be the blue, red, green, gray, and black. And the last one that comes to the family, to the CLIMAVER family, was the CLIMAVER Star. That yes, this product it's for outdoors. And today we can have a self-supporting duct made by glass wool for outdoors. This CLIMAVER Star has a special outer facing that resists the rain, the snow, the hail rain, and as well it brings the best performances in terms of thermal and acoustic insulation. So keep going after present you all the range. I would like to share that CLIMAVER, it's quite innovative. It's improving year by year, or even I could say month by month, okay? But it's not a new product, okay? We have CLIMAVER installed worldwide. We have around 200 million of square meters installed in different continents. We have CLIMAVER in No, in America, we have CLIMAVER. In Asia, we have CLIMAVER. In Europe, in Africa. So it provides you the needs that you have in terms of performances, and it's aligned with all the different local legislation that you can find in the different parts of the world. After all of this, I would like to share with you a video where we are going to see what are at least 8 good reasons to choose CLIMAVER. To choose one solution, but in Saint-Gobain, we don't just like to say the benefits. We would like to prove. We like to prove that all the benefits. And we are going to see one by one all these good reasons to choose CLIMAVER and how we demonstrate that are real. Okay. The first one is when we speak about reduce the energy consumption. Speaking of energy, we are going to speak in 2 technical concepts. The first one would be the air thickness, and the second one is going to be the thermal conductivity. Speaking about the air thickness, okay, CLIMAVER is even better than the best class existing in the today's local legislation or international legislation. Okay, it's better than the class D. That means that all the air that you push in the machine, it's going all there, or almost all the air that you are pushing is going to be through the right place where you want it has to be pushing. Okay, so we are not going to have leakage during the transport of air. That means that you don't need to push extra air to obtain the right temperature that you want at the end of the HVAC system. This is going to bring us a huge savings over the entire system, okay? And this performance is going to keep being real during the lifespan of the product or of the building. This means in terms of savings that with CLIMAVER you are going to have 9 times less
Guillermo?
Energy losses. Yes?
Yeah, your screen is not sharing you.
No, sorry.
No.
I'm going to share again.
Okay.
One second. Now can you see it?
Yes, we can. Okay,
sorry for that. Okay, what I'm explaining is this graph about the air thickness, where you can see the different classes that exist in the EN 13403. Okay, where you can see that CLIMAVER is the best class, is even better than the best class in this standard, okay? It's better than the Class D. That means that you can save in terms of energy 9 times, or you are going to save 9 times the energy consumption of the traditional insulated metal duct. If we put this in money, it's a huge quantity of money, and we could say that today, with the increase of the energy, electric and the energy cost, it's going to make bigger and bigger the difference in terms of money spent with this system. Additionally, we could say that CLIMAVER has a very good thermal conductivity. It's 0.0032. That means that with 25 millimeters, we are going to have a thermal resistance of 0.78. And with a thickness of 40 mm, we are going to have 1.25 of thermal resistance. So you can have some product in our range to achieve the thermal resistance that you need for your project. Okay. As well, it's important that the total install cost with CLIMAVER is going to be reduced. Why? Because you are going to have in the same product the duct and the insulation. So you don't need to work twice. You are not going to need to make the same work two times. Okay. And the last part is that with CLIMAVER, you can guarantee that the thickness is the same around the complete surface of the duct. Okay. In some cases, when we install external insulation, we have in the corners a reduce of thickness. That means that this can cause thermal bridges and can cause condensations. With CLIMAVER, you can guarantee that you are going to have 25 mm in all the surrounds of the duct. Okay. Then, speaking about get greener, okay, CLIMAVER helps to save material, and CLIMAVER, as is a glass wool product, is done coming from glass. That is a recycled material. So the quantity of recycled material that is used is quite huge, it's quite big, okay? The CLIMAVER drives energy efficiency. As we said in the previous one, you can save a lot of electrical energy, so you are going to reduce the CO2 emitting to the atmosphere and other environmental issues, okay? With CLIMAVER and with the lines that is patented by Isover in the outer facing, we are going to reduce so much the waste, okay? So we can say that you are going to reduce the waste that you are going to throw out and you are not going to use. We can increase the quantity of product that is going to be used for the final purpose, that is to make ducting, okay? And the last one, but not the least, is the CLIMAVER reduce the transport emissions, okay? We sell CLIMAVER as a flat board, so it's easy to transport and it's easy to fulfill the truck or the container with no gap with no transport of air, okay? For demonstrate that, for demonstrate the greener of the CLIMAVER, we make a study for a typical building. This typical building is 1,000 square meters of CLIMAVER, and we put the same conditions with 1,000 of metal duct insulated with CLIMAVER. Okay, that is a product that is selling by Isover. And we making the calculation, we see that if we install in this 1,000 square meters CLIMAVER instead of metal duct, we could save the equivalent to 180,000 kilometers traveled by a car, what means around 30 tons of CO2 emissions. That is huge. And one of the purposes of the company, as probably you hear, is that make our wall a better home. And with CLIMAVER, we can make the wall a better home. Okay. As well, in the same calculation, we can see that with the using of 1,000 square meters of CLIMAVER instead of the same quantity of metal duct, we can save the electricity used for 4,000 inhabitants in 24 hours. So very big electricity. And remember, this is only for 1,000 square meters. Imagine for a bigger project or for a total installation of CLIMAVER instead of the traditional method. Okay, and how not? With the installation of CLIMAVER, you are going to save the raw material that typically is used in the traditional method, that are the 3 tons of steel that you can save if you install CLIMAVER instead of the traditional insulated metal duct. Another reason to choose CLIMAVER is that it's safe, and it's safe for all the actors. It's safe for the installers, it's safe for the final user, it's safe for the people who is working in the factory to manufacture it. So it's completely safe. Okay, for demonstrate that is completely safe, we have some kind of certificates. So, okay, one of the most important is the OCEF certificate that verify or certify our product as a biosoluble good. That means that it's not painful. It's not going to cause any damage to your health. Okay. As well, our product does not support mold or bacteria growth. Okay, it's inorganic and it's not act as food for the bacteria or the molds. That makes that is very important because makes the product very, very safe for the final user. Okay. As well, you can fulfill the low emission requirements for building. Okay. The emission of the product is quite low, so you can guarantee the indoor air quality of the system. And very important, CLIMAVER is very, very light in comparison with the traditional methods. Okay. That is going to make the life easier to the installers. They can work easily. They can move easily the ducts. They can put in place the ducts more easily, and that's very important to the health of the installers. Okay. Another good reasons to choose CLIMAVER is the acoustics. Okay. In terms of acoustic in HVAC systems, we have different kind of noise. The first one is the movement of the fan. Okay, the movement of the fan makes some noise, and it's a noise that sometimes you can perceive in your homes, in the cinema, in the hotels. You can perceive the fan running. Okay. Another acoustic issue is the machinery vibrations. The machinery when the machine is on, it's making some vibration, and this vibration is conducted by the walls, and you can perceive these acoustics. As well, you can have the air circulation noise, okay? Because the speed of the air and the touch with the walls, it makes some acoustics, and this is reflected to the external part of the duct, and you sometimes can perceive. And as well, the noise that you perceive in the outer parts, in the grills and diffusers. Okay, you can hear what is coming. With CLIMAVER, we have one very big benefit, that is the acoustic absorption of the product. Okay, even with the CLIMAVER Plus, that is aluminum inside, we have a acoustic absorption of 0.35. But if we go to our biggest performing products like CLIMAVER Neto with 25 millimeters and CLIMAVER Acta with 14 millimeters, we could have with CLIMAVER Neto a 0.85 acoustic absorption coefficient, or for CLIMAVER Acta a 0.90 acoustic efficiency. Here in the bottom, you can see a graph where you can see the acoustic attenuation of different materials, and you can see that CLIMAVER Neto with the internal phonoabsorbent tissue brings you the better acoustic attenuation for all the frequencies. So it's amazing, okay? But it's true that sometimes it's very difficult to understand acoustics and what are the benefits. For that reasons, we make a video to see how or you can perceive what is the difference with 3 different ducts. The first one is going to be metal with external insulation. The second one is a foam, okay? And the third one is CLIMAVER Neto. So please put the video. It's amazing, right? And as you can see, it's only 1.2 meters length of that. Imagine in a total installation with all the product with CLIMAVER, the acoustic attenuation is going to be huge. And this not only brings you benefits in terms of the acoustic performing of the product, it's going to bring you as well other benefits. As you know, sometimes we need to install silencers, and this silencer has a cost. Okay, used to be has a cost. And with CLIMAVER, sometimes we can make the same installation without these silencers. So it's a economical savings. As well as you know, these silencers used to have very big pressure losses. And with CLIMAVER, probably you can not use these silencers. And with this, you can save the pressure losses that the silencer costs to the installation, okay? And as well, in some cases, it's very, very good because you can save the space that you need for these silencers, okay? So it's quite good reasons to choose this solution against other, because day by day, the acoustic issue is more and more important. No one of us like to hear the fan meanwhile we are working, meanwhile we are seeing a TV, or meanwhile we are trying to sleep, okay? We would like to have a acoustic comfort in our building, in our places. Another point is the fire. Here, you're going to see a video, a homemade test, where we are going to put a flame in our CLIMAVER Neto. As you are going to see, it's not combustible, okay? And the most important is what you cannot see, that is the smoke, because CLIMAVER, it's in following the European standard as minimum class B S1D0. S1 means that is insignificant smoke release with no flaming, and the D0 means that droplets or particles are not spit, okay? So that's very important, because the fire is going to be because sometimes we think that the people, when a fire occurs, has problems because the flames, and not. Typically, they have the problems because the smoke, okay? And with CLIMAVER, we can say that we don't have a smoke release, or is insignificant, the smoke that we release when a fire occurs, okay? As well, we have different products with different classes in CLIMAVER, okay? The minimum is the Plaza Neto Aptan Star, that they are class B S1D0. But if you require a better performing in terms of fire safety, of fire reaction, and you have the A2 products, like the A2 Plus, A2 Neto, and A2 Deco, and A2 Apta. And we have a 14 millimeters thickness product that is A1, that is the best class in the Euro class, okay? That means that is no contribution to fire at all, okay? So CLIMAVER is non-combustible, and it's very important that it's not contribute to the spread of fire, and it will not emit smoke or flaming droplets. And as well, we have this testing not only following the European standard, we have these tests of fire following as well the British standard, the British 1466, okay, where CLIMAVER is classified as O, okay? And as well, we have the UL 181 certified with CLIMAVER. Another point is the long-term performance, okay? CLIMAVER keeps the performance during all the time, okay? It doesn't lose the thermal, it doesn't lose the acoustic performing. It's going to maintain the performing during all the time. As you can see, the typical concern of some of the people is about the strength of the duct. And you see in the video how flexible it is. Sometimes it's not just to be strong, it's to be flexible. And with CLIMAVER, you can have some issues in the job site. And even if you dance over the duct, it's going to come back to the normal situation, keeping the performance during all the time. CLIMAVER can be installed in different buildings, okay? It can be installed in office, in hospitals, in sports, in culture. Everywhere you need acoustic and thermal performance, CLIMAVER is perfect to reduce as well the energy consumption and all the benefits that you already see, okay? CLIMAVER can withstand constant static pressure of 800 Pascal, positive and negative, okay? 800 Pascals is the limitation of static pressure, and the maximum air speed is 18 meters per second, okay? Can be used in all the types of buildings, as I mentioned before, and we have 50 years of experience and around 200 million square meters. So it's innovative because we are improving the product day by day, okay? But we face with most of the problems that you can find in a HVAC system, and we can say that we can know how to solve almost the majority of them. Then another good reason to choose CLIMAVER is that with CLIMAVER we are able to minimize the maintenance. Okay, it's very easy to clean, and the internal facings of all the range is proof and is tested to resist the mechanical cleaning. Okay, so we test the product, we make the cleaning with the brushes, okay, the nylon brushes or other kind of brushes that with air pressure, okay, and after that we make another test to verify that the performances keep being the same. So CLIMAVER is perfect for the maintenance. It's very easy to find the window that you make to verify that the state of the internal part of the duct is perfect. Okay, so it's very easy. And then once you verify and you make the inspection, or even you make the cleaning, it's very easy to put again the piece that you cut to close the window and keep having the thermal and acoustic insulation even in this window that you open and close during the maintenance process. Okay. And the last one of our 8 good reasons to choose CLIMAVER is the site productivity. Okay. Here you are going to see one colleague make a real cutting of the duct. And the important is that it's only one operation. Okay. You don't need to install firstly the duct and then insulate it. Okay. You have the duct and the insulation in the same product. So you are going to reduce the time needed for make the installation a lot of time. Okay. We can say that we know that you are going to reduce up to 5 times the time that you need when you install insulated metal duct. Okay. The productivity, for you to know, it's between 20 and 25 square meters installed per day per person. This gap is because depending of the job site. In some cases we have job sites with very big ducts and very straight, and in other cases you have a lot of curves, and this means that you are going to reduce a little bit the productivity. But it's between 20 and 25 square meters installed by day by person. CLIMAVER brings you the possibility to manipulate on and off site. Okay, it's possible that you have the boards in your workshop and make the ducting, the pre-cutting, and then you only transport the boards and fold it, tape it, and staple it. Okay, and you for sure can work on the job site. Okay, and this is one of the benefits of CLIMAVER, that you are flexible inside the job site. If you are in some room and the guy who paint, for example, the same room wants to work in the same place, you just have to move your table, your very simple table, to other place and keep working. As well, it's very important that you are flexible to the planning. Sometimes the planning are not perfect. In the plans, everything looks straight, everything looks perfect, but sometimes you can find that it appears a pipe or a wire that is not in the planning, and you have to save this pipe or this column. Okay, and with CLIMAVER, with very simple cutting, you can save this issue that you find that is not in the planning. Okay, as you can see, the guy is going to make 1.2 meters length duct very fast. Okay, even he's going slow for demonstrate how to do it. Okay, but it's very simple to do it. Okay, you are going to space the saving in stock because it is stock as flat, so in boxes. So as well, the guy who installed to make the installation can transport only the boxes that is going to use during the day. So he doesn't need a very big space in the job site to stock the product that he's going to install. And for sure, you are going to save a lot of in transport. Okay, typically when in metal, more than in other ones, you have to transport a lot of air. Okay, you put the ducts, the prefabricated ducts inside the truck or the container, and you are going to transport a lot of air because you cannot fulfill all the gaps. With CLIMAVER, you don't have this problem. You have the flat, so you can fulfill completely the truck or the container. Okay? And for sure, the important is that as you can be high productivity, you can have a higher productivity, and you just need one operation to have the duct and the insulation, you are going to reduce the total install cost. Okay, it's going to be an economical, good reason to choose CLIMAVER, not only because the fantastic performance that I mentioned to you, as well is an economical product because you are going to reduce the time for installation and that. So after see the 8 good reasons and prove the 8 good reasons to choose CLIMAVER that are not the unique ones, okay, we are going to speak a little bit about how design with CLIMAVER. Here you can see a real video of one job site with CLIMAVER installed, okay, and important in terms of design or of installation is that it's a product that is very, very light. As you can see in the slide, is 50% less than a metal duct of 0.7 millimeters thickness. So it's very light, it's very easy to the workers to move in the job site, to install, to make the connections, okay, because I don't mention before, but all our ducts has male and female. So the connection between the different ducts is very simple and very fast. You don't need to install flanges, you don't need to install extra profiles to make the connections between the ducting. So you are going to save again more and more time in terms of installation. As well, another good point in the term of design with CLIMAVER is that you are going to reduce the weight in the structure of the building. In some cases, this is very important because you can create different things and you can reduce the space in the ceilings, and it's another good reason. Okay, and it's, as I mentioned before, it's very easy to handle. You don't need special cranes. As you see the guy cutting and making the straight duct, it's very, very simple. You don't need electrical devices. You just need a blades to make the cutting. Very fast, fold it, staple it, tape it, pass a spatula, and it's done. Okay, and you can install immediately. You don't have to wait anything. You can install immediately, and you don't have to wait for anything. And you are going to have everything in one. Remember, everything. You are going to have the duct and the insulation in just one product. And for sure, we can provide to you all the documentation that we could need. We have brochures, not only brochures, marketing and brochures, we as well have brochures for installation. We have installation manuals. We have all the certificates for the different products, okay? We have even a document for see what are the points that you can obtain in BREEAM, LEED. Okay, we have the EPD, the Environmental Product Declarations of all the range, okay, where you can see what is the contributions of CLIMAVER in terms of environment. Okay, we have the life cycle analyze. It's a third-party document where they analyze what is the contribution of our product against the insulated metal duct and make a comparison between them in the total life of cycle of the total life of the product installed in a building. Okay, and we have the CE marking, okay, for our range and validated by the European Organization for Technical Assessment. And that's not all. We have plenty of certificates. We have the certificates related to the factory with the ISO 14 and the ISO 90. We have different tests about air thickness, fire, emission, fiber emission, all the tests that sometimes one could imagine. We almost have all of them, okay? The air thickness, the acoustic test for demonstrate that all the performance that we say in our technical data sheets are real and are proved by a third party, by an external laboratory that demonstrates that this performance are correct, okay? And all of this, even we have the European Technical Assessment, the ETA of the CLIMAVER, that after a circulation over Europe, it's validated as a CLIMAVER HVAC duct system. So everything is integrated in this European Technical Assessment, being CLIMAVER the first self-supporting duct that obtained this certificate or this assessment. That's not all. We as well have different softwares to make the understanding of the system much more easier. Okay. For example, we have the installation manual with no words. Okay, with no language. This is very good because in some cases the people who are working doesn't speak the same language, or only you can find sometimes the documentation in English or in French or in German, and sometimes the people who is installing doesn't know the language. And this very simple installation manual makes step by step to see how to make the different shapes. As well, we have the same document with no language in a software app, okay? You can download it. It's in CLIMAVER.app, okay? And you can see there step by step how to make the most common tapes in an installation. And as well, it's linked to some videos where if you don't find or you don't realize well how to do an elbow, for example, you can click in a quick access to a video and verify that what you are doing is correct and you are right, okay? As well, we have other softwares. The one is the clinical dimension that is using that you introduce in the app in the mobile phone the flow, and automatically the software gives you the recommended dimension of the duct for achieve this flow and for have some airspeed. And you can move the dimension depending of the limitation that you have in your job site. Probably you have a high limitation of 50 centimeters or whatever, and automatically the system gives you back what is going to be the width of the duct. So it's a good application to verify and to identify what is going to be the dimension of the ducting. As well, we have another software that is called CLIMAVER acoustic. That is very nice software because you can recreate your system, your HVAC system, and verify what is going to be the acoustic perception in the end of the HVAC line. And you can compare between different solutions. You can recreate the same installation with metal and with silencer and without silencer with CLIMAVER, and verify which one is better and in which terms are better, okay? And the last that we have is the BIM objects for using in Revit and in other softwares that could be used, where you can include all our CLIMAVER objects in your library and use it to make the complete planning and the complete installation of the HVAC system in your Revit project or in your software project, okay? About installing CLIMAVER, okay? What we create with a patented external facing is what we call the straight duct method, okay? That method starts always with a flat board that we make very simple cuts with blades, okay? We have even colors codes to know when you have to use what, okay? We use 3 times the red tool and 1 time the blue tool. And then we just have to fold it and staple it and tape it. And with this, we have a straight duct. After we have a straight duct, we have these lines in the outer facing, patented ones by Saint-Gobain, that is going to give us a guideline to follow with the blades where to cut and to save time because you are not going to need to paint these lines over the facing. So it's going to increase the productivity because these lines is going to help you to make the different shapes. And after we have this straight, we can manipulate this straight to create elbow, offset, beam pass, and even, as you see in the image in the left, you have 2 elbows joined in the middle to recreate a dynamic branch, okay? So the method is always the same. It's you have a board, you cut in, you create a straight duct, and then you make modifications to the straight duct to join and recreate the different shapes. What this method brings to us is to reduce the waste, okay? It's going to reduce the product consumption. It's going to increase it's going to decrease the product that you are going to make the same system because you are going to reduce too much the waste, okay? Here in the photo here, you can see how easy it is to have a work table, okay, in a job site. And how easy is, as I said before, to move this table to other place if you are disturbing other colleague that is installing the wires or the pipes or whatever, okay? So you are so flexible inside the job site. You can move wherever you need to keep working and keep moving. Very important as well is that the installation is very, very fast. Once you have the duct, you can put in place, okay? So the typical way to work is in pairs, okay? They used to work one guy cutting and another guy putting in place, okay? Putting the hangers and putting in the ceilings. And the productivity is very, very high because the method is very, very, very simple. As well, with CLIMAVER, it's possible to connect with any HVAC device, okay? We have a profile that is called H profile because it has the H form, okay? And this makes easier to make the connections to the fire dampers, to to the air handling unit, to the different machines. So every connection is possible with CLIMAVER, even with circular, even it's possible to connect with metal or with other solutions or HVAC solutions. This is the H profile that I mentioned, and as you can see, it's quite easy to install. You only need to screw it and put inside the H, okay, the board, and then you only have to screw it to guarantee that it's fixed and it's not going to move. So it's quite easy to make the connections between the machines, the fire dampers, the circular ducts, okay, the flexible ducts with a crown. So it's quite easy, and all the connections are possible as equal that all the shapes are possible to do with CLIMAVER. And it's important that we here in Saint-Gobain, we don't only sell the product and forget it. We sell a complete system. We have everything. We have the boards, we have the tools that you are going to use, and we have all the external brochures, technical assistance. So you are not going to be alone if you choose us to make your project. We are going to provide you all the tools. As you can see here in the left, you can see the universal tools. These tools are quite new because they are adapted to work with 25 mm ducting and with 40 mm ducting. Okay. Here in the right is the previous one that is only for 25, okay, millimeters. And as well, we have all the accessories. We have the stapler, we have the special CLIMAVER knife that has two different blades, one sharp and one soft, to clean the overlaps and to cut the ducting. And we have the spatulas. So everything is covered and everything is inside the CLIMAVER system, not just the board. And speaking about the operational conditions, we could say that CLIMAVER can be installed with inside the duct temperature between minus 40 Celsius degrees and plus 90 Celsius degrees. The maximum relative humidity inside the duct, okay, inside the duct is up to 75, okay. The static pressure resistance is plus minus 800 pascals, okay. The lambda at 10 Celsius degrees is 0.32. The maximum air speed is 18 meters per second. As we see before, we have all the reaction to fire from B to A1. So depending on what is the requirement of your local legislation, you can choose one product or other one. It's very important that the product is very, very light. So for the installer, it's going to be very nice. For the transport, it's going to be very good. Okay. The pressure losses are equal at the typical air speed of the ducting. Okay. Typically, the speed inside the duct is between 4 and 8 meters per second. And at this speed, the pressure losses are similar to the traditional metal. Okay. The air tightness of the system is perfect. It's better than the best class that today exists. So it's D+. Okay. It's better than the class D. That is the best one in the standards, and the sound absorption is up to 90%. So the acoustic absorption, as we saw in the video, is fantastic. If, as you saw, if only in 1.2 meters we perceive this reduction of the noise, imagine in a total installation of CLIMAVER or of installation made with CLIMAVER. And that's important because CLIMAVER is not just for building. In Saint-Gobain, we make an evolution of CLIMAVER for different markets. Another markets that now can be possible to use with CLIMAVER is train and marine. Okay, we have a special product that comply with the standards or with the test needed for trains. The product is called Train CLIMAVER, and we have a marine product called Sea CLIMAVER that has the certificates needed to can install CLIMAVER in the Sea CLIMAVER in the marine, the cruises, in the boats. And if you want to know more, you can ask us, and we would like to show you what is this product and what are the benefits of this product. And that's all for my side. It's time for questions. I think I'm on time, Myriam. So let me know if it's any question.
Yes.
And I will try to solve it.
Okay. So first question, can it be used for outdoor ducting too?
Yes. We have the last one product that comes from the CLIMAVER range is called CLIMAVER Star, and this product can be used in outdoors. It's a special one because it has a special outer facing. Okay, it's done with embossed aluminum, and this facing is resistant to the rain, to the snow, to the hail rain. We have to make a special test for this outdoor because the conditions are completely different, like you can imagine that indoor ducting. So yes, we have a special product called CLIMAVER Star that can be installed in the outdoors. So yes, you can choose a self-supporting duct for outdoors use called CLIMAVER Star.
Okay, thank you. Next question. So, what about the pressure drop compared with metal ducts?
Yes, that's a good question, and what I could say, or what we have in our test, is that we can verify that the pressure drops in the typical air speed of the ducting that are between 3 meters per second to 8-9 meters per second. The pressure drops are the same. And as I mentioned before, we are going to reduce the pressure drops if you don't install the silencer. With CLIMAVER, you can, in some cases, you can choose don't use silencer and use only the CLIMAVER, and with this choose, you are going to save the pressure losses caused by these silencers. So the pressure drops between CLIMAVER and metal at the typical air speed are quite similar, are the same.
Okay. It is possible to use CLIMAVER Netto inside building near the sea.
Near the sea, yeah, it is possible. And for you to know, we have CLIMAVER installed, for example, in Singapore, in Canary Islands, in Colombia. So yes, it's possible to install close to the sea. It's not a problem with CLIMAVER, okay? And you have to, the unique condition is that the humidity inside the duct, okay? Because typically the machines, the HVAC machines have dehumidificators or humidificators. The important is that these dehumidificators typically doesn't push the air above 75%, because if not, you are going to have a high humidity in your room. So the point that you have to be clear is that the humidity, the relative humidity inside the duct has to be lower than 75%. That is all the HVAC system. So yes, it is possible to install close to the sea or close to the high humidity places.
Do you have approved installers, or can anyone buy?
We don't have everyone can buy it, okay? Because we give trainings some installers, and we give them a certificate that they has been trained by us, okay? But it's true that everyone can buy it because it's a very simple system, and you have a lot of information of how to install in internet. Okay, so you can learn by yourself. But it's true that one of our scope, or one of our purpose, is to give a good training to make a good installation with our CLIMAVER. So we provide trainings in different places in the world to install correctly CLIMAVER.
Okay. So, if the ducts require to be mechanically protected against damage, typically we use aluminum cladding. How do you physically protect the ducts against damage?
CLIMAVER is resistant enough to, if I understand the question, I think that he's saying that they typically put cladding. I suppose that he's speaking about outdoor ducting. If it's about indoors, okay. Because the typical traditional method is to have a metal and then to put a glass wool or other insulation around it, and it's not cladding again. When it's cladding again, it's in outdoors, where you typically have some kind of sandwich that is metal, insulation, metal. In this case, in the exterior or outdoor case, what we have is a special facing that is resistant enough to the impact, and we have testing. We have a test with CLIMAVER Star that is like put a bullet, or some kind, it's not a bullet, it's a ball that is hitting with a gun, and the facing has to resist this impact, okay? And we have this test done, and the product behaves perfectly. But I don't know if it's that exactly the question. If not, please don't hesitate to contact me after the webinar, and I will try to solve this question.
The ducts have to be made manually, or are there any machines that could do part of the job?
Sorry, can you repeat it? Sorry.
Yes, of course. The ducts have to be made manually, or are there any machines that could do part of the job?
Yes, it could be done manually, and we have as well, and we sell as well machines. We have semi-automatic machine that is easier to move in the job site, and as well we sell automatic machines. These machines, what makes always is you put the board and automatically they make, or they give you the straight duct, okay? They make the cuts and you just have to fold it and staple it and tape it, and you have the ducting, okay? So yes, it is possible to have a machine that can be used in your workshop and pre-cut the ducting, and then you just transport the ducting conform.
Okay. What about swimming pool area inside?
Okay, it's one of our restrictions, okay? I don't mention the restriction, but CLIMAVER cannot be used in swimming pools, and it's because the chloride, okay? The chloride could affect to the product, and this is why it's not possible to use it in these high chloride content places, okay? Like it's the swimming pools. As well, CLIMAVER cannot be used for fumes exhaust, okay? For exhaust the smokes, okay? There is not possible, and as well, it's not, it cannot be used CLIMAVER in the places where you need to clean with chemicals. This is typically in the surgery rooms or in some pharmacy industry, okay, or clean rooms or white rooms, okay, where it's necessary to clean with chemicals. As our product is porous for be acoustic absorbent, it's not possible to use in the cases that you need to clean with chemicals the ducting.
Okay. Last question. Is it possible to use UVC lamps with CLIMAVER solutions?
Yes, very good question, because we have to work very hard on that during the COVID, and it was good. And yes, it is possible, and the UVC doesn't make any damage to the product. So yes, it's possible to install CLIMAVER with the UVC lamps, okay? And we could say that thanks to the flexibility of the board, we make several projects during the COVID. It's sad, but it's true, because we need new places or new campaign hospitals, and with CLIMAVER it was very fast and very fast to do it and to make the systems and to provide good air in these places and good climate in these places during the COVID pandemic that we passed. So yes, it's possible.
Okay, so we finish the Q&A now, but of course, don't hesitate to contact Guillermo after the webinar, so you can share all the details.
Yes, and I would like to thank you, all of you, for your questions, okay? Thank you again for your interest in the first Saint-Gobain technical installation webinar. Please don't hesitate to contact me for obtaining further information or for know more about CLIMAVER, okay? And for sure, me and all the Saint-Gobain technical installation community is going to be glad to support you in find the best solution for your projects. So thank you, Myriam, thank you, Jonas, thank you all of you for being there, and have a nice rest of the day. So goodbye.
Today, more than ever, pitää suojella planeettaa.
Wir müssen heute mehr denn je unseren Planeten die auf dem Leben schützen.
Ford kombinaison unique. Yhdessä asiakkaidemme kanssa.
Teemme jokapäiväistä historiaa.
Today, more than ever, we need to protect our planet and the people living on it. Every choice we make has an impact. We are committed to developing solutions that are good for our customers' business. But also good for the environment and the health and safety of all. We have been delivering sustainable insulation solutions to customers since 1937. Across all technical markets, from marine to industry, HVAC, automotive, or household appliances, we support our customers at every step of the project, from design to installation. This means customizing our approach based on specific needs. This means adding value through high levels of comfort, health, safety, and performance. This also means helping limit environmental impact of each project while managing costs. Drawing on a unique combination of global resources, local deployment, and multi-material expertise, we strive to always be more efficient and responsible. Together with our customers, we are making this an everyday reality.